Alright, everybody, this is Bake with IronThroneCraft.com, and this is round one of the Alliance Deathmatch Finals between ONE from Kingdom 5 and AVE from Kingdom 30, and it was a knockdown, drag-out of a fight. This is the single best Alliance Deathmatch that I have ever been in. It came down to the wire. It was incredibly close, very well played by both sides, and it was just so close all the way down to the end, and you'll see that coming up. There's a lot of rallies in this one. There's a lot of solos. There's a lot of game mechanics that go into it. And then obviously there's a lot of tile fighting because we got a lot of big bases. And that's the way these Alliance Deathmatch final matches go a lot of times towards the end of the tournament. So you see they come in with, I believe there were 8 of them, and we had 13. And that was just because we both brought in only big players. So I sped up through the monster hunting portion of it. But you see I found a big tile and got on a big tile immediately. And then I'm just trying to take out as many monsters as I can. The beginning of Alliance Deathmatch are kind of boring, a little bit, but it is extremely important, as you'll see here in just a second, that you don't give up big tiles to their big players. So you see, I see one of their big players on a big tile here, so I'm going to share it. And the reason I'm sharing it here as opposed to hitting it myself is because I'm already on a tile over there, and I don't want to waste all my march speeds getting that tile home and then teleporting over there to hit that one. So instead, I share it, and I'm saying on call, somebody go clear this tile. You see somebody does from the other side of the map, and then Bob ports over to it, and there's actually a lot of big tiles right around there. So usually until the 18-minute mark in a match, it's just a bunch of gathering, tile hitting among the big players that are comfortable shielding or unshielding early, and just trying to keep players from gathering a whole lot of resources and getting a whole lot of points right off the start. You can see that AVE is whipping us on the resources and monsters. Even though they came in with less players, they're still winning on the resource fight and the tile fight, and they're taking out the monsters, and they got us by quite a few points. And we're actually going to be behind in points this entire game, even though we came in with more players. And that's just because of more kill points later on. We got some bad hits, as I'll show you in just a minute. And now you're just going to watch these folks tile battle down here. You got Bob over there to the left, and then Tay and Bran and Fun Inception and pretty much every Arrow. They all change their names to different stuff. So I'll try to translate into who these actual people are. So you see Bob here, but he tries to set a rally right there, and instead he accidentally solos. So that was mistake number one. But you see they're still winning by a decent amount of points there. But all those tiles are clear, and that's the important part. I've also pulled my troops off of the tile while this is happening, and I poured over there to get into that battle there. So you see, as soon as I pull my troops off that tile, Falcon teleports over to it and grabs it, which is well played by him. So I need to get him off that tile as well. And that's what these, when you're very closely matched, like us and AVE are, you really need to be very, very careful about these tiles, and you need to make sure that you're not just letting them sit on them. And if they are sitting on them, they need to be constantly contested. So you see, that's what we're doing here. As opposed to hitting the bases, we're trying to get these points. Getting to tier 6 is like the most important thing. So he tries to hit my tile back. It's a scout. So I don't pull it because I saw that it was a scout, and I leave it and I let it sit there. Also, I sent a full march of cav at that tile. So and my cav gear is strong, and I've got more research than him. So unless he hits me with a very well-geared infantry march, I'm probably not going to lose it. But he does have it scouted. So as soon as I got an actual red screen that he's going to be hitting it, then I go ahead and I pull. And I know that he sent infantry probably, so I actually just get the infantry hero right there, send him over, and I'm actually going to recall that because I saw him pull off that tile. And as soon as he pulled off that tile, I don't want to go all the way to it. So I use a recall. You get 10 of those in Alliance Deathmatch. And a big thing to remember is that the attack animation takes a long, long time. So if you have the chance to recall something, if it's going to be a useless march, you should use those recalls. It gets your troops home a lot faster, makes it a lot easier for you to get there. So I also know that he probably put a lot of troops on those tiles. So because of that, now I'm going to solo his base while he's got those troops on that tile. And I'm taking the points for that, and I'm giving up the points for the tile, knowing that he is probably going to be more easily burnable because he has a full march over there. But that said, now I'm going to get him off that tile as well. And as soon you see that he pulled his troops back because he didn't want to keep getting soloed. So I try to solo him, and again, I miss that one, so I recall it again. And now there's just a 2 million tile sitting right there. So I'm going to, see this guy ports in right here. So I'm going to port right next to the tile, put my troops on that, and then I'm going to solo him. And look at that. Did you see what I just did right there? I just sent cav troops with archer hero. Not a good plan. And I caught on to what I was doing here in just a minute. And that is something you need to be careful with. Make sure you're sending the right troops with the right hero. You saw that PvP battle loss in there. It's really hard to win a battle against a well-geared, high-power opponent if you're sending the wrong type troops, like I do again here. I set to marksman that time and actually did it correctly. So now I'm sending the correct type troops with the heroes. So that worked out a little bit better. Still lost one of the battles because he's a little stronger. And now we've got some rallies running on us. You saw that strong red line pop up there. That means that Angry's getting rallied. And see, rally hits him, he burns. So now I go and I look for their little rally clump because I want to find their fillers. And so I see Falcon up there. Falcon I know is burnable by me, soloable, and gives decent points. You saw Dizzle's points just pop up a whole lot. That's because he got all those tiles down in the bottom left. And he's also killing a lot of things. But you see Dizzle down here just in a constant tile fight. But he's actually doing extremely well in the tile fight. And so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing it up a little bit and sending the different heroes with different troop types. And so you see here I send all 3 troop types in that rally that I set. And so that's what we start doing is we start rallying the bigs and sending a whole lot of troops in those rallies, because Alliance Deathmatch, you have a reduced number of troops, which means that if you get a lot of fillers in a rally, like even just one right here, I had 750 million. So Ginny filled and I was up, or 750,000. Ginny filled, I was up to 750,000 troops. I get 2 fillers in and I'm over 1 million troops. 4 fillers in and I'm up over 2 million troops. And the defender at max is only going to have 650k troops unless they get reinforced. He's down here by himself, so I figure he's not reinforced. So I'm going to go ahead and rally, and we'll see how much a 2.2 million rally hits for on somebody that's only got 650,000 troops. And it's pretty hard. So you saw I got quite a few points there, speed the troops home, and I killed 58,000 troops, and I only lost 11,000 right there. And so that's where these big Clash of the Titans fights really come down to, is after the initial folks get burned out, the smaller players get burned out, then you got a bunch of big folks sitting around rallying each other, fighting over tiles, and just doing that. So I see here's a 30 billion, and he's going to tiles. I know he's got his troops out, so I'm going to port right on top of him, and then I'm going to pop him 3 times because he's got troops out. I want to get those burns down. But notice, after I pop him 3 times, I take him down to 1 bar here. And after he's got 1 bar, what I'm doing now is I'm yelling in call, and I'm saying, find me a rally target, find me a rally target. Because I don't want that 1000% boost yet. I want to take that 1000% boost after I have a rally set and ready to go. That way I can rally one of their bigs and hit for a lot harder. Because a lot of these games come down to battles of attrition and who loses the most troops and becomes solo burnable in the end. So you see now I found a big to rally. So I'm going to go ahead and set the rally with the Majestic, sending 2 troop types because I'm afraid I'm going to start getting backdoored. After I do that, I also want 1 troop type home so I can burn this guy and take that 1000% boost. So I burn him, get the boost, and now I'm going to go back to my rally. Once I'm boosted, I'm going to wait for these fillers to get in, and then I'm going to send that rally. I'm actually speeding the fillers in because I want to get this rally out of here while I'm boosted, and so they have less time to reinforce. But this was a big part of the strategy for us, was rallying these players. The really, really, really big players, was rallying them using a superior troop count in order to get their troop count lower. So the folks that we can't burn with solos, we're pounding rallies into them for the entire game, reducing their troop count. So you see that one, I hit him for 41,000 troops. That's a lot. Hitting somebody for 41,000 troops in Alliance Deathmatch is a whole lot whenever their troop total is only up to 450,000 at this point, if they're soloing anybody, rallying, anything like that. So now I'm going to port over to this person because I've only got 10 seconds left on my buff. And I'm going to go ahead and take another buff, which I kind of waste, I think. I don't know, I'll tell you here in just a second if I waste it or not. But now I'm rolling this boost. You see points are even. We're at 50% for each one of us. So the game is extremely even. We've got 9 players left. They've got 4 players left. They take a big point lead right there. I don't know if they got some tiles home or what. But while I'm boosted now, I'm yelling and call saying, give me a target, give me a target, give me a target. And I'm going to set a rally while the boost is up. But I'm actually not going to get the rally off until that boost falls. So I messed up pretty bad here. You see I set all 3 troop types. And now watch how well he plays this. This is Arrow, I believe, playing this one. He's soloing BKK up there. But he pulls a very pro maneuver on this one. And this is a really good strategy for other players to use in your normal Alliance Death matches and everything like that. I've got the rally up. I've got 1,000% boost. You see I'm getting fillers. I'm up to 2 million troops. It's basically impossible to take a rally from 2 million troops in Alliance Deathmatch unless you have your entire team reinforcing you as well and you have really good gear. So I'm sending this 2 million troops, knowing it's going to burn him. And he knows it's going to burn him as well. So I attack now, and watch this. As soon as my rally's out, he solos me with all his troops, with the dragon. So he takes a burn, but I killed nothing, hardly. And he burns me. And he doesn't kill much either, but he got a burn off on me. So rather than just sending his troops out or sending them to reinforce somewhere else or something like that, what he did is he waited for that rally to march, and then as soon as it marched, he soloed me, knowing that he was going to be able to burn me and knowing that it was going to reduce his losses a lot. So the Death Knight pops in right next to me. That works out really well. Got a little bit of lag, so somebody plugged him from the other side, but we got the Death Knight that time, and it worked out pretty well. As soon as I get the Death Knight boost, I've got 1,000% boost here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to set another rally. It appears as if I'm being a little bit wishy-washy about the types of troops that I want to send. But you see that Death Knight buff up there. I got 45 seconds, so there's 111 billion. That means that's Tay. And then up here in the top, I see he's marching on Dizzle. I've got 1,000% boost right now, so I'm going to mess up the heroes that I'm sending, and then I'm going to send that with my dragon. He teleports out. So I blow this entire Death Knight boost because of that lag right there and just me noobing out and selecting the wrong hero. 103 billion. This is going to be Arrow again, I believe. So I'm going to set a rally on him. I'm sending a couple types of troops, sending heroes with split stats rather than single type stats. And well, I guess I'm only sending one right there because I didn't want to get backdoored. But now you see we're kind of clumped up here. That's easier for fillers to fill. It's easier for us to get these rallies up. And you see now we're popping a lot of rallies up on their big players because they've only got the extremely large players left. They got Tay, Braun, Arrow, Fun Inception, all 90 billion, 100 billion and above with good gear. I set the rally and I'm out of instant rallies. So what I'm doing right now is I'm saying in call, saying, hey, I'm out of instant rallies. I'm going to let this one ride. So your troops are going to be in it the whole time. But after this, we want other people to start rallying. And so you see Angry's rally goes out. And I'm still just sitting here looking at this clump, waiting for to see if Tay is going to start backdooring anybody. She is not backdooring anybody because I think she knows that I'm sitting here with my finger on the trigger as well, ready to backdoor. And I've still got 2 heroes out with 2 types of troops that can backdoor. So I set this rally with only 1 troop type in it. But on the call, I was yelling, saying, fill my rally, fill my rally, fill my rally, get a lot of troops in it. That way I can still have a far superior troop count and still get the burn, even though I sent less troops with it. And this is just using the fillers there. So you see he killed BKK right as I was sending. And that was, again, very, very well played by Arrow. You see that I lost 21,000 troops out of that rally. He lost 67,000 troops, so it didn't work out very well for him. But I lost 21,000 troops out of that rally because he waited until I launched the rally, and then he took that kill buff, so he would have the boost as the rally landed and take out more of our troops. Again, extremely well played by Arrow right there. He had some really pro maneuvers this game. But now what we're doing is we're just going to be setting rallies and reducing these troop counts as low as possible. We're still getting smoked on points. I think we had some people that took some bad hits, and also they just ate a lot of tiles and played it very, very well. Played it pretty slow. They slow played it, and we had to get extremely aggressive. So you see, that time LSU had 1.7 million troops in there, and the defender, I believe it was Tay, had 1.1 million troops. So they had a reinforcer. So what I do is I scroll down and I look for who is reinforcing. And as I'm looking for who's reinforcing, I'm yelling in call saying, hey, give me this person. Because as soon as I saw that Tay had 1.1 million troops in, I knew that somebody had their troops in there, and I want to teleport next to that person and start popping them. So they got me with the name swap on this one because I thought that this was the person that was reinforcing, but this isn't. This is Bran. And so Bran just sits here and is probably like, hey, why did Bake just teleport on top of me and start soloing me? It didn't work very well, as you can see there. He eats all of my solos. I lose a lot of troops on that, and it's just because the name swaps got me and I had the wrong person. If I'd found the person that was actually reinforcing Tay, it would have worked out a lot better for me, and I would have gotten those burns. So if you're rallying people and they're eating your rallies, you need to check those reports. You need to scroll down. You need to find the person that is reinforcing them, and then you need to tell your entire team to get over there and take that person out. So now Fun Inception teleports right on top of me. Turns out he was the one that had Tay reinforced, not Bran. And he solos me, so I'm going to solo him right back. And he's going to eat it. And this was just basically a pillow fight where we both solo each other and nobody burns. And we both lose a lot of troops. Didn't work out very well. You see, we're still about 2.5. No, we're still about 3.5 million behind on points. They've got us by 4%, which is pretty hard to overcome at this point in the game. There's 103 billion. That means that's Arrow. He's down to 3 bars now. So we're getting close. We're getting closer here. And I'm going to teleport over to this person right here who's on 2 tiles. and I'm going to try to burn them out because I'm seeing if they've got all their marches on those tiles. And as you can see here, as I land, I hit, and nope, doesn't work. Huge defeat. I got one win in there, and that was just because Majestic is overpowered. And so I scroll down, see that he's burning now. He only burned to one of my marches. So I'm going to get him off these tiles because for some reason I still think that points matter in this game, and I should have realized a lot before this that points don't matter. They got us beaten down on points, and we got to go for the burns. So I hit his tile, he tries to hit me back, and now we're just going back and forth here, trying to backdoor each other. We really need the Death Knight boost this time, but we don't get it. Arrow gets in there and gets the Death Knight boost. So now they've got 1,000% boost, which means we basically need to avoid hitting them for a minute. And if we do hit them, we need it to be in a rally, so we have a whole lot of troops to absorb that blow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get them off these tiles. Actually, I'm going to set a rally on him right next to me, and now I'm calling. And as I have that rally set now, since he's distracted, I'm going to pop him on this tile, and he gets the tile cleared in time. But the bottom line is, I just wanted to, number one, get his troops home so we have the opportunity to kill them. Because another thing is, you can only kill a maximum of 10% of the enemy troops in Alliance Deathmatch in one hit. So even if you fill a rally with all of your troops from your entire alliance and everybody has march boosts on and da-da-da-da-da, and you got 3 million troops in there, you're only going to hit them for 10% of their troops. So if they have 650,000 troops, the most you can hit for is 65,000. If they have 1.5 million troops, the most you can hit for is 150,000. So I want him to have as many troops home as possible whenever I'm slamming these rallies into him. That way I can reduce his troop count. So I wait until the Death Knight boost is gone before the rally goes off. And that's why I was comfortable setting a rally knowing that I had no instant marches, because I knew that it was going to take longer than the Death Knight boost. And so I launched the rally, use all the rest of my rally speeds on it. It lands, and now we've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game, and we're down by 5% on points, and that's not going to work. So we have to go into overdrive here. And so the call is getting crazy at this point. We're yelling at each other saying, set the rally, burn these people out. And you see now they're rallying LSU. And while they're rallying LSU, I'm going to go and I'm going to try to backdoor. And you see the red march coming home. I get the troop, one of the marches in before that the return march gets back, but I only get one burn on him. So I'm going to set a rally here with the remainder of my cav troops in just a second. And that's Fun Inception again. He's 87 billion. He's wearing good gear. But I see that rally go off. And when I see that rally go off, I know that I've got him dead to rights, because he's not going to be able to get those troops home in time. So as his rally is marching, I backdoor, get the 1,000% boost. We have 2 minutes and 27 seconds left. There are two of them. We're losing on points. The only opportunity we have is if we get these people burned out. And so that's Fun Inception. He's 87 billion. And so the reason I just shared that is because I'm yelling in call saying anybody with an instant rally needs to set rally on Fun Inception. While I've got this 1,000% boost, I'm going to port over here, and I'm going to start hitting this other person. I believe it is Bran. And so I'm hitting Bran now while I have the 1,000% boost, because I know that we've rallied him enough times that hopefully I have his troop count down low enough where I can burn him. And as you can see, I do have his troop count down now low enough that I can burn him, and he's not going to be able to protect himself from the solos, because these rallies have been hitting him all game long and reducing that troop count. So now it's just a game of chasing them down. We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. They're going to beat us on points if we don't get them burned out. So everybody on call is in full-on acceleration mode. You see the rallies going up. You see the solos coming in from across the screen. I just got tier 6 finally with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the game. And so that really helps now. He's got 1 bar left, and you see now I start max marching. I've still got some speeds left. I always try to save speeds and ports until the end of the game. And if you are one of your alliance's big players that sets the rallies, that does a lot of the attacking, you need to do that as well, because there are a lot of times that it comes in extreme clutch. If you're sitting on the other side of the map, it's not going to work out well for you if you don't have speeds. You need to be able to teleport onto these people at the end of the game. We got 52 seconds left. He's got 5 bars left. And so now we're literally yelling on call saying, everybody max march. Just send everything you have over and over and over again. Use all of your speeds. Do everything you can. So you see, I'm sending everything except for my siege. And I don't know why I wasn't sending my siege right there. And so you see dragons just flying in from off screen. There's 30 seconds left. Get the burn. He's got 2 bars left. He's just getting pounded over and over and over again. LSU has a rally set on him, and we're all just chipping away at him. He's a tank just sitting there taking all of these hits, but we're slowly chipping through those troops, and we're slowly getting the burns. And then there, with 15 seconds left, we actually got the kill shot, took the win down. So that was the closest game that I've ever had in Alliance Deathmatch. It was a knockdown dragout all the way to the end. As you can see, we got the win with 15 seconds left. So extremely well played by AVE and Fine Inception, Tay, Brand, Arrow, Bo. You guys played incredibly well. Sorry to anybody that I didn't say right there, but that was by far the most fun I've had in an Alliance Deathmatch game there. Only managed to pull it out because of a war of attrition and just getting those troop counts down. So remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell button so you know when I go live and you get notifications whenever I post new videos. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon.